Hi everyone, welcome to Creative Stampin' Designs. My name is Karen. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Central New Jersey. If you're watching today, hop on, say hi, let me know where you're from. If you're watching the replay, same thing. If you're watching the replay, let me know where you're watching from. I'm just going to get myself straight here again. All right. We are going to use the Desert Details bundle. This bundle's, hi Rosie, thanks for joining. This bundle's only available until Monday, May 1st, and then it's going away. The brushed, I forgot the name of it, dry brush metallic paper will still be available. It's going to be part of the online exclusives. That's part of the suite that goes with this, and I am using some of that today. All right, so I'm going to get started, and I did check right before I went on, and this was all still available. So, all right, all my pieces. I guess I should have had them down closer. I had them all set up. Okay, so we are starting with a panel of basic white, which is 10 3/4 by 5 1/2, and I'm going to do all the scoring live so you can see how to score it. It does fold up into a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. Hi Jillian, hi Jamie. 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 size card, so it fits in the envelope, no problem. I don't normally use basic white when I'm doing fun folds, or I don't know. I like the thick basic white, but there's so many layers. I figured I'll stick with basic white. All right. Let's get the cutting blade out of the way. Make sure I'm in the camera a little bit at least. All right, so we are going to score this at 1 5/8. Make sure I'm in the right spot there. So it's 1 5/8, 3 1/4. Oops, I forgot to open this, because I do need my arm. Seven 1/2, and 9 1/8. So you could score it at 1 5/8 and 3 1/4, and then flip it around and fold it again, because it's the same measurements on both sides. All right, so we are going to, so the two center lines are valley folds. And so it's kind of like a gatefold, but it's open. The two outside ones are mountain folds. So that's the base of the card. Okay. Now we're going to start with a little assembling here. I have 2 panels of the Delicate Desert. Oh boy. See, I'm trying to remember the new DSPs and I'm forgetting the old ones. Delicate Desert DSP. Sorry. And we are going to adhere these to both sides. If I can get my glue to work. It's either feast or famine with this glue. It either comes pouring out or I only get a little bit. And this is, the pieces are 1 5/8 by 5 1/2. So it's the exact size of the panel here. So it covers the whole thing. Okay, I'm going to put the other one on. Hey Carol, thank you for joining. All right. I was really sorry when this set was gone because I really do like this set. All right, now I do have another panel that I cut, make sure the measurement, 4 1/8 by 5 1/2, and I'm going to put it in the center. And that's just so when the card is closed, you're going to see the DSP. But I didn't want to make it the 4 1/4 because then the sides makes it a little hard to close. So I just went 1/8 of an inch smaller. There. So the whole thing, that's what you'll see the DSP when it's closed. All right. I did a lot of prepping before again. A lot of the cutting. Okay, so I have 2 more panels of the Delicate Desert DSP, and I have 2 Cajun Craze mats. I gotta tell you, it's very hard right now doing the cards because I don't have everything that's available yet. A lot of the stuff I have is no longer available. So I was pulling colors from that are still available from this pack of DSP. So we're just adhering these 2 panels onto the Cajun Craze mats. These, excuse me, all the measurements will be on my blog on Friday, creativestampindesigns.com. And the measurements are always all the way on the bottom, right before the supply list. Okay. Now, we are going to adhere this panel here on this side, and I think I'm going to use tear and tape. Actually, no, I'm going to use the, I have this Stampin' Seal Plus. I like to use something a little stronger, so we're only going to put it on, excuse me, I'm sorry, on the left half of this panel. I like liquid glue because then I have wiggle room, but I want this to make sure it's going to stay. Make sure, yeah, good, I didn't go over. All right. And then this one is going to go on this side. And again, we're just going to do it on the 1/2. Oops. Working backwards, I usually... I was, yeah, I'm sorry, I'm working backwards here. All right, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to close this. This is going to close like this. So I want to center this with the other panel, but I want to get it also the equal amount on the ends. There you have it. There's the card. And I have no clue what it's called. I've seen this, quite a few people making it. So I don't know whose design it actually is, but I saw the Z-fold and then the panels, and I just went from there. Okay, so what I did, because soft succulent is not available, the markers are not, I didn't know if the paper was, so what I did is I stamped the flowers on a panel of the DSP. So they're soft succulent. I don't have to worry about coloring them. So, and then I already cut these out too. That's why I said I did a lot of the cutting ahead of time again. All right. before we do this, before we start putting the flowers on, I'm going to stamp the sentiment. There's no right or wrong side. And of course, I forgot to get everything out for this. I'm going to stamp it in Versamark. I'm going to use my little embossing buddy to make sure so the embossing powder only sticks to what I stamp. And I have a couple pieces, not that I don't think I'm going to stamp straight, but I did cut a couple extra strips of this paper because I was afraid I was going to stamp crooked. Alright. We're going to really hope I get this straight first time. And I did check, the stamp is all lined up straight. I don't know about you guys, but this part always makes me so nervous. Because I'm always afraid I'm going to stamp crooked. I think I got it straight. I probably should have made this piece a little bit bigger so I don't have to worry about touching it. I am going to get my tweezers though when I use the heat gun because I really don't want to burn my fingers. I think that's pretty straight. Alright. Hang on, I didn't get my tweezers out yet. That I have to, because this one here I will definitely be burning my fingers if I have to hold it. Alright, so I'm going to use our heat tool, and there are two settings, 1 and 2. 1, I'm going to let it heat up on the side. 1 is if you want to dry something, and the other, if you're impatient like I am sometimes and you want to dry ink or whatever fast, or watercoloring, and 2 is for the heat embossing. And I'm using setting 2 for this. And you just want to move it a little bit. You don't have to move it a lot. Just waiting for it to turn. And I don't know about you, I don't care how many years it's been that I've been doing this. This is still one of my favorite things to do. Alright. And just give it a second to dry because when it's wet like this, it could still smear. And what do? I flip it over. Alright, now I'm going to put the sentiment on first because that's going to help me with placement of the flowers. Wait a minute, though, I feel like I have embossing powder all over. And I know I had them out. I moved a bunch of things right before I went live. Oh, that's not even a full thing of them. Alright, and I'm going to put the sentiment on. Actually, I think I'm going to glue it down. I'm not going to put the sentiment with dimensionals. I'm going to put it here. So I only want to put adhesive on this part of it. Let's see if I can remember that. We're going to line that up so I know. Just on this side I'll put the Stampin' seal. And I'm going to keep it, like I said, a little bit lower. to give it a little rub. I don't know, I was told one time that the heat from your hands helps to make it stick better. That was a long time ago I was told that. All right. Now, I did also pre-cut out of the brush metallic paper these, I don't know what these are called. I don't know if it's aloe. I don't remember what it's called. But this die cut. And we just go with that. We'll go with I cut these die cuts. All right, and I'm just going to adhere these down. And when I cut them, I didn't think to use the adhesive strips or the adhesive paper on the back. So I have to glue them. So we're just going to I'm going to just arrange them so they don't go off the card, because I'm going to put the flowers over it. So I really only have to put the glue on the bottom. So I'm going to put this one kind of in the middle. And this is one of those times now. Like I said, the glue either comes pouring out or it doesn't come out at all. Alright, so we're going to put this one, I'll put that right about there. So last night when I was deciding what I was going to make today, I laid this whole thing out. Problem is, when you take a picture with your camera and you use your camera as the, I'm using my phone, or I took the picture with my phone, and the phone is my camera for my live, I can't look at the picture of how I had it laid out. And we're just going to put this one like that. So, yeah, so I'm going to just put a little bit on that side. There we go. And this will just be hanging off that way a little bit. We'll come down a little bit. All right, now, the flowers we're going to put on with dimensionals. Probably should get a new thing of dimensionals because I'm probably going to finish these. Oops. All right. Just going to put this one right about, come down just a little bit like that. And I do use the half dimensionals. I'm so used to using them. I tried it once and never went back. Oh, you know what? I don't think this wasn't supposed to have dimensionals. Alright, we're just going to roll them off. This one out because I want to tuck this underneath. And I was going to just I'm going to use liquid glue. But I have to, hang on, I got to make sure we're going to have to go up a little higher with it. Alright, we'll go right up there. So we're just going to use a little liquid glue right in the center. And I keep folding the card because I want to make sure it's not going to hang off. I mean, I can always trim it, but I really don't want to trim it. All right. There we go. Whoop. All right. And this one's going to go with liquid glue too, also. I put something in the wrong spot because this fit fine yesterday. You know what? I'm going to put it right here. it right like that. It's going to be out in the middle of nowhere when you open it up, but when it's closed, it looks, well, kind of looks like it belongs. All right, and add just a couple little embellishments. And these were also still available, and that's the only reason I'm using them, because these are going away also. And where are we going to put them? Whoops, keep hitting it. I want to put it. And I'm going to put a couple little extra. Because I can. So, and I always do odd numbers. So that's what I'm, okay. Just add a little bit of bling. All right. Now for the inside, I have the panel cut also, and again, it's a smaller than normal. Normally, I would use the 4 by 5 1/4, but I need it to be hidden. If I did the 4 by 5 1/4, you would see it, so it's got to be hidden behind everything. All right, so let's get this out of the way. We're going to stamp. I'm going to stamp the sentiment off to the side because I do have, actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to adhere this down now so then I know where I'm putting the sentiment. Because I had a couple more flowers. I was stamping a lot of flowers. I'm actually going to go like this. So we get an idea of where I can place everything. Because again, I can go off the panel because I have a little room. I better stamp the sentiment straight, that's all I can say, now that I just did this. You know what? I'm going to stamp the sentiment now that I know where that piece is before I glue the other things down. And I do have Cajun Craze to stamp the sentiment in. Stamp it. You know, I was getting so used to my new stamp pads. This one's a little on the dry side. That's pretty good. It's off a tiny bit, but it's a handmade card, so it's allowed to be off just a little bit. Pam, thanks for joining. I haven't been looking up, so I don't know who joined in. All right. Let me go back inside here so I see. Well, I have an idea of the room. I'm good. So this is not one of those cards that you're going to write a lot. Just going to write a little bit. And if you do need room to write, you always have the back that you can write on. I'm going to put this one on top this time. Okay. Adhere this to the Cajun Craze mat. just like that. And then, let's get this out of the way. I'm just going to adhere this to the center. And again, I'm going to fold these back so they're out of the way. Put that right in the center. There you go. So when it's closed, the flowers are closed. It's just when it opens up, the flower's a little far. But it stands up. Okay, let's do a quick envelope and we'll be done. Another panel of this paper. So the last chance items are only available until Monday, and Tuesday the new catalog goes live. I still have my paper shares open if anyone is interested in joining in on them. You just need to send me an email at creativestampindesigns@gmail.com. If you go to my blog, you'll see everything that's included in my paper share. And I will be placing that order early Tuesday morning and expediting it so it gets here right away so I can get paper cut up and shipped out to you just as soon as possible. And then I'm just going to stamp the flowers on the front. And I think, I'm not sure. Nope, I don't. I thought I had a mask that, so I can have one behind another. But I guess I either didn't make the mask or I didn't save it. And the flowers I'm stamping in Cajun Craze. I just wanted to see how dark it was. Yeah, I'm stamping the flowers in Cajun Craze. I'm just going to put one. I'll just put the one big one. All right, so there you go. Like I said, I do not know what this fun fold is called, but I know it's a Z fold, a double Z fold or a gate fold, and then it's got the panels. I thought it was pretty, and I had all the DSP. I figured I can use it for this one. All right, and then the envelope. Hope you'll give it a try, and if you do, just post a picture of it in the comments on Friday on my Facebook page. That's when the everything will go live. My Facebook page, the YouTube video will go live, and my blog. Everything goes live around 8 o'clock Friday morning. I'll have all the measurements, all the products I use, but you could do this with any set. This, like I said, this set is retiring, but you can do it with any set. You could do it with another flower set. You can even make this into a masculine card if you have the different, I'm trying to think, I can't think of the name of the set. I know there's a fishing set coming. I'm sure you could do something with that. So I had this one and I really like, and I figured, all right, I wanted to use it at least one more time. So thank you very much for joining. I plan on being back next Wednesday at the same time. And I do not believe I'm going to have any new products for next week. I have some new items that I already have, but my order won't be in yet. I don't overnight it. I've never overnighted it, and I'm not going to do that. So the week after that, I'll probably have some new stuff to use. All right. Thank you for joining, everyone, and I hope you all have a great week. Bye-bye.